Here is my first impressions of Odette. Man, I haven't done these in a while. Also, if my voice sounds weird, that's because I live in the south and we just had a heat rain, so it's gonna mess with my health. Of course, Odette is named after the white swan in Swan Lake. But the interesting thing is that she's supposed to represent both the white and the black swan, as seen in her splash art and her gameplay. Her design has both light and dark colors to amplify this theme. Her outfit looks like a ballerina's outfit, down to the general silhouette. Her outfit has feather detailing and flowing shape language. Her headpiece even looks like a swan's head. There's also these pink accents littered throughout her design, which draws your eyes to these heart details. There's hearts all over her design, and some of those heart details look like two swans. Cool. The hearts are another reference to Swan Lake, as love is a theme. Her design has this sort of balance between darker and lighter colors, but specifically in her gloves is where it illustrates duality and sort of lack of balance. It looks like Odette has a different design. It may even be a different person. So the whole duality and imbalance thing might be a factor in her own story. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be too far off from the original Swan Lake if you want to kind of stretch the theme a little bit, since the original Swan Lake is mostly about betrayal because the prince chooses Odette instead of Odette. And I've been holding off on talking about something very important, and it's not that big of a deal, it's just her shoes. And we all know that when ballerinas dance, their shoes and their feet are not actually important. I mean, they wear those shoes strictly for decoration, and I cannot keep being hyperbolic. This is just a weird design choice, right? The ballerina does not have ballerina shoes. I know a lot of you might think this is a really stupid thing to complain about, but I don't know, I would be saying the same thing if Lenny said, I'm gonna pull something out of my hat, and he just didn't have one. It's weird, right? And yeah, Genshin pushes functionality for fashion all the time, but it's not like her whole dance style relies on her freaking feet. And I know someone will bring it up that Yenjin is not wearing her elaborate headpiece or makeup. In fact, Yenjin's outfit is incredibly toned down compared to actual Chinese opera singers, but they still tried to include as much as they possibly could with the design restrictions that they had, while still keeping the very important aspects still intact. In Yenjin's idol, she doesn't just twirl a stick around. That's an actual staff they use to perform with. And also, she performs it accurately. You're gonna tell me they can get all of this accurate, but they can't get her shoes right? And yeah, her shoes have a point, but it doesn't matter because she's still in heels. And yeah, old ballerina shoes did have heels, but one, her shoes aren't even trying to emulate old ballerina shoes. Two, at the time Swan Lake came out in 1877, heeled shoes were long phased out. And three, since she's a ballerina, it makes her dancing look incredibly weird. I know someone's gonna say, you really want her walking in ballerina shoes everywhere? Well, probably not, but there's already been a character that changes her shoes when she's dancing. They could have just done that. Anyway, that's my biggest complaint. If there's any ballerina dancers that think it's no big deal or thinks her